I'm Pickle, and you're watching Pickle's Point of View. To another episode of Pickle's Point of View. Today, we are stepping away from the sausages. Summer is coming to an end, and so are the sausages. I am kind of getting sick of them, so I am glad we're moving on from those for the time being. And now we're going to be moving on to something sweeter. Alright, so today I'm going to be making my favorite brownies. Alright guys, so quick tips when you're making brownies. You want to have good chocolate. Alright, so you want to use something that's going to be a good percent in the cacao. Cacao is the percentage of cacao that you see in most brands. They'll tell you right at the bottom or on the package somewhere is how much cacao beans are in the chocolate itself. So there's a whole process on how to make cocoa powder and chocolate, and that's a big drawn out production, so we're not going to get into that today. But when you're finding a good chocolate, you want to look for a good percentage of cacao. So this is my favorite brand to use. I usually find this at World Market or Whole Foods. Usually has this brand, carries it. And if not, good old Aldi has a Belgian version of the semi-sweets. Their percentage is 43, and it's way cheaper than the Guitar chocolate. But I will be using the Guitar. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get to making these brownies. So I have everything already scaled out and ready to go. So I got 2.5 sticks of butter here. I'm going to go ahead and melt this. Alright guys, so the butter has been melted. Now we pour it over top of our chocolate chips. Okay. Alright, and so now we're just going to leave this to sit and let the hot butter melt those chocolate chips. Alright guys, so in here I have 2 sugars. I have regular sugar and then the dark brown sugar. What we're going to do is going to go ahead and throw this into our mixer. Beautiful. Alright, and we're going to put 1 egg in there. Alright, we're going to crank this up to about a medium speed. Let it get going, let the sugars get all nice and fluffy, and then we'll be back to add the rest of the eggs. Alright guys, so this is what the sugar should look like after you've added your 1 egg. And so let's go ahead and add the rest. Alright guys, so the sugar mixture has been whipped up and it has doubled in size, and that's what we are looking for. So let's go ahead and move on back to our chocolate chip and butter mixture. Alright guys, chocolate and butter has been mixed together. Looks beautiful. Alright, so let's go ahead and just dump this into our mixer. Alright, now we whip this on medium-high heat. Medium-high heat. Still think I'm on the stove. So we whip this on medium-high for about 5 minutes or so until it's super, super fluffy. Alright, here we go. So the mixture has been getting whipped for probably about 4 minutes or so, and you want the consistency of it to be like a thick mousse. So this is what it should look like. Accidentally put flour in. So that thick, right? So now what we're doing is just going to sift in our dry ingredients and making sure that there's no lumps that are in our beautiful fluffy chocolate. Alright, so this is going to be the all-purpose flour. And then I'm using a Dutch style, Dutch processed cocoa powder. And the difference between regular cocoa powder like the Hershey's brand and the one that I'm using today is going to be just the acidity on that is in there. So let's go ahead and do that. Cocoa powder is here. So what this is going to be a super rich brownie. But that's what we want. They're going to be so yummy.
You got that yummy, that yummy.
Dry ingredients are in. I'm gonna go back onto our mixer, put that in place, and get this back in there. All right. And once we're doing this, we're just gonna get this mixed until it's barely incorporated, because we want to keep all that air that we just whipped into this brownie mixture, still there. So what we're gonna do is just barely get all of the dry stuff mixed in, and then we're gonna fold it in by hand. All right, so let's go ahead and fold. Look at what we got. Thick. All right, now we're just gonna fold this in. All right, guys, so the pan has been lined with parchment and with butter as well. And here's our thick brownie mix. All right. So instead of using a spatula for this, I'm going to go ahead and use my bench scraper. Just get all up in there. Look at this. Mounds. All right. Put it all up in there. Beautiful. Oh my God. This is by far one of my favorite brownie recipes, just because of the thickness. I love me a good thick brownie, and then also the richness of it. You want to use a offset spatula to thin this out. Let's go ahead and do that. Try to get this as even as possible. I know that this batter is like the thickest of the thickest. I think this recipe's been crafted after me in my, thick. Oven's ready to go. Let's go ahead and pop these bad boys in. All right, so brownies have been in for 20 minutes. We're gonna pull them out now and slam them onto the counter. All right, guys. These brownies are soft, fluffy, chocolatey. Goodness. These are so good. Thick, but still fluffy enough to not be so dense. The top has a nice crispy, flaky top, and then fudgy on the inside. 10 out of 10. Love it.
I love it.
The recipe will be in the description, but make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below if you would try this recipe and what toppings you would add on top of it. Instagram page, go ahead and follow me there. And then also let me know what you guys would want to see, if there's any other content or recipes that you would want me to try. It could be even like the wackiest, craziest things, and I'll try it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned next week. Bye.